Good morning, grade 7, and welcome to today's session. I wanted to cover with you guys the exam topics and to look at it with you and to give you more information and details about how the exam will be. Okay, so for grammar, you guys will be obligated to cover chapter 1 and 2. Okay, chapter 1 we have discussed thoroughly. With the quiz that you have even taken online is it's very similar to that. For chapter 2, we're going to focus on pronouns, types of nouns, types of pronouns, and types of adjectives. Okay, answering the chapter 2 review will be much help. For the literary terms, the 5 stages of plot, the conflict, whether it's internal or external, we've studied it for Thank You, Ma'am. We've also discussed characterization and how to use the steal method to get to know your character. And dialect, which is also from Thank You, Ma'am, and it's also available in our novel in ways that the speaker or the character speaks differently according to the region where they are from. For the novel, you guys are covering chapters 1 through 6. Vocabulary words. From here, starting from impressed to swayed, these are words that were taken from Thank You, Ma'am and seventh grade. And here, starting from vocab, these are words that again is taken from the novel. Okay, and today I'm going to work with you guys on defining these words and understanding them for the exam. Rivalry is a noun, and the meaning of it is basically, when there is a relationship that is competitive, all right, like competition, or we can also say animosity. And here, when we say animosity, it means the idea of being enemies, all right? You're not friends, okay? When there is rivalry between people, it's usually a feeling of intense, all right, and struggle. All right. So here, this is not a friendly relationship, and here we can think of the relationship between the greasers and the socials from the novel. When you describe something as unfathomable, this is an adjective, and it means when something is unable to be understood. Okay, when something is difficult to understand, we can describe it as unfathomable. All right, like imagine a lesson in physics. Okay, you guys never took physics before, and imagine your science teacher is introducing the first lesson in physics. Of course, for the first time, it's going to be unfathomable. That means it's unable to be understood. All right, next word is nonchalantly. Pay attention to the ending of the ly, which makes you understand that this is an adverb. Okay, an adverb here is a way to do something. Okay, and when you're doing something nonchalantly, it means that you are doing it in a way that is very carefree and relaxed. Okay, so if you're nonchalantly reading a book, that means you're laying in bed reading a book without any care in the world. Maybe you have all your chores done, you have all your homeworks done, and you're just basically doing something in a very relaxed manner. Nonchalantly reading a book, nonchalantly taking a walk in the park. These are all things that we can do in a carefree way. All right, abiding is a person. It's basically an adjective to describe someone who is tolerating or accepting. Okay. Uh, uh, in what terms? If I was to describe a student as an abiding student, that means that student is accepting to do everything that he or she is being told. If the teacher asks him to follow instructions, he does. If the teacher asks him to stand up, he does. We can also be abiding citizens. During the COVID pandemic, we all need to be abiding. In what sense? In the sense of, we need to adhere to the policies that the health organization is giving us by wearing a mask. We need to also be abiding in a way that we are social distancing. So again, you could be an abiding citizen when you're tolerating and accepting the laws that are being enforced by authorities, okay, or by a teacher, by your parents, whatsoever. Okay, gingerly again is another adverb. Okay, and it's another adverb, and this adverb here describes the way that you're doing something. And when you're doing something gingerly, it means that you're doing it in a very careful way. All right. She gingerly, for example, picked up the glass. Okay, because again, glass, you need to be very careful when dealing with it because it could be harmful. Okay, so gingerly means to do something in a very careful and cautious manner. Okay, to describe an elite, okay, to describe an elite, okay, an elite is a person from a upper social class, and it's a noun, all right, and describe an upper social class. And here, if we think about it, well, we can describe the socials as elites, all right, and the greasers as the lower, because they belong to a poor social class. Okay, so an elite upper class, someone who is basically wealthy and rich. Okay, like the socials and that social division that we see in the novel. Aloofness means to do something, okay, is to do something in a way that makes you very emotionally distant, okay, emotional distance. And aloofness is a noun, it's the idea, okay, it's an idea of being emotionally distant. And what does that mean? That means you're not really involved, okay. If someone has an attitude of aloofness, you will not find them really socializing with people and talking to people, or maybe being a people person, because again, aloofness here refers to the idea of basically, being not connected. Okay, you're not connecting with your surrounding environment. You're basically emotionally distant. You're far. You're not bonding and being, with someone. Okay, emotionally. All right. Defiance is the opposite of abiding, if you guys remember. Okay. Um, you know, Basically here, if you're abiding, that means that you are that means you guys are following the instructions. You're saying yes. You're being very obedient. Okay, but when you're defying, or defiance means here that someone who is resisting. Okay, that means instead of saying yes, you're basically saying no. Okay, you're refusing. Okay, we also mentioned that Rosa Parks, it was showed defiance during the times of African American discrimination, where she refused to give up her seat for a white man. That showed defiance. She's resisting and saying no. Okay? A premonition is another noun, and it's this a feeling that people get. It's a feeling that something bad, all right, something bad will happen. All right, and this is your premonition. All right, and here, when you have a feeling that something bad will happen, for example, you can have a dream. This dream could be your premonition that, that maybe this trip is not a good idea, and something negative is going to occur. To elude is a verb, and it shows, or it means to escape or to run away from, to be able to. It's difficult to find, okay, because you have escaped and become difficult to find. Okay, so here, if you guys are reading the novel, which I hope that you guys are, we would see that Johnny and Ponyboy have eluded the police. That means they have hid in this church, and they made it their hideout so that they could escape or elude from the police. Okay, imploringly means, again, it's an adverb, and it means to do something in a begging and pleading manner. Okay, it shows that someone has, to beg or to plead. Okay, like we can say that we imploringly asked our parents to attend the party on the week of exam. Okay, so you're begging your parents to let you go to a party, and of course it's exam week, and most likely your parents will say no. Okay, so imploringly means to beg and plead, please, please, please. All right, for something to subside, it's a verb. Okay, and to subside means to die down, all right, or become lower or less. Okay, that means, for example, if you have a pain and you took a medicine, or if you have a headache and you took a nap, if you're feeling very hot and you take a cold shower, the heat has subsided. If you take a pill, and your headache is gone, your pain has subsided. If there was a party and they turned off the music or the electricity went off, then the noise coming from the music has also subsided. So for anything to subside means to become less or to die down. Okay? A conviction is a belief that you have, a strong belief that a person has. A conviction is something that you strongly believe in. It could be your religion, it could be your ethics and your morals. I have a conviction that all students must be treated equally. That's a conviction. Or I have a conviction that I must respect my students the same way that my students should respect me. So that's a belief, or that's a idea that I strongly believe in. Okay. Contemptuous is again an adjective to describe something that is unpleasant or something that is disliked. All right. So if I have a contemptuous attitude about spinach, that means I dislike spinach. I kind of like, find it unpleasant. All right. Adjective is sullen is another adjective, and sullen means to be gloomy and depressed or sad. All right. Again, if you're in a sullen mood, that means you want to be left alone. You don't want to talk to anyone. You want to sit in a dark room by yourself. So you're feeling basically down and upset. Okay, that is sullen. And how can we get you out of a sullen mood? We can take you to a concert. We can take you out to eat. We can take you to meet friends. Again, sullen means down, and we try to cheer you up. So basically, if you're sullen, this is how you feel. Okay. These are the adjectives or the words related to the vocabulary. I hope that you guys, listen to this video and learn your words. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me on Messenger. These words, the rest of them are in the book. We've discussed them for the quiz. Okay, to impress again, to leave or to make someone feel a certain way about you. Anxious is worried. Bustled means to move in a very busy manner. An elective is a class that you choose according to your interests. It's not obligatory. Quiver means to tremble or to shake. Ferocity means to do something with force. Okay. To linger means to delay or to become late in leaving. Portly is someone who is heavy or overweight. Unison means to do something in one voice or all together. Okay, like singing in the choir, you're doing it in unison. Sheepishly means to be embarrassed or ashamed. Frail is to be weak. Presentable means to be looking, you look presentable here means that you look well dressed, your hair is combed, you've showered, your clothes are ironed, so you're looking presentable, you're fit to be seen by the public. And mistrust, here we have a negative prefix of miss. Miss means not. Trust means to believe in someone. So if there's mistrust, that means someone does not believe you, or they think maybe they're suspicious of you, or they do not have faith in you. Barren means empty or abandoned, like a barren street or a barren field. It means that it is not occupied by people, and it could also mean that it's not, it's just basically empty. Suede is a type of leather that is soft and fuzzy, like the suede shoes that Roger wanted to buy from Thank You, Ma'am. Okay, so this is my lesson for the vocab. Anticipate one more, of course, video to discuss your grammar with you and to revise it with you, as well as literary terms. Okay, thank you for your listening for the vocab section of the revision. Thank you.